Well, just venturing out now, and you really can get all 4 seasons, can't you, in the UK? I mean, now it's beautiful, 19, 20 degrees, lovely bit of sunshine, contrast to last night when it was getting a little bit windy and a little bit of rain, well, quite a lot of rain to be honest with you. And my fireball was completely filled up by the end of the day, so we've emptied that out, given everything a bit of an air, had a brew, and luckily I had a backup lighter in the kit that I keep in the car, because my EDC lighter had run out, which is never a good thing. And yes, I could have used the fire still, but it would have been a lot easier than it was with the lighter. So I've got my day pack on, and going to take a wander down, and I'll catch you later. Well, it's certainly a lot warmer than it was yesterday, and it's bone dry. Chap there making some oars, so I'm going to go over and have a look at that. A little bit at a time, don't you, rather than just sort of take one big whack?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, when you start off, you see it and you like, oh, it's quite aggressive.
Well, that was pretty impressive, and it just goes to show that you need to keep all your blades, not least your axe, pretty sharp to do that. Very, very fine detail there, the way he was just taking off a little bit at a time. And you know, I suppose one big swipe and that's it. Hours of work gone. And I was really, really surprised that it only takes a day to make one of those. I think it'd take me a lot longer than that. And of course, loads of military surplus, not just the bring and buy sale, but stores as well. It's always nice to see kits being bought. It's pretty good stuff. It's not the lightest in the world, but I've got a lot of ex-mil kit, and it does last, well, a good long time.
Yeah, everything got a bit trendy rather than purpose. They've got a bit more fashionable. Yeah. Very sorry, wood up. Yeah.
And that's what I'm looking for. That tells me that I've got the whole of that bevel touching the stone, and at that point I lock that hand so that it doesn't move, and I'm going to push away from myself. So I'm almost going to try and cut the slurry off the surface of the stone. Now I don't bother lifting off. I just run it back and forth, back and forth. Now when you're learning, you'll probably find that you have a tendency to roll ever so slightly on the return stroke. So when you're learning, it's probably not a bad idea just to replace the knife at the end of each stroke and do it that way, and you'll find you'll get slightly more consistent results.
I've got a personal defence spray. Legal, totally legal in the UK. It fires like a mace. Fires a very, very bright red dye, a marker. Because the more they try and rub off the face, the more it smears. You can only get it off with what's called copious amounts of water.
This way, you'd need to get in and around and down. I think that's why that's come up. So that's just in case there was a saddle maker in the crowd, just so.
I would have thought if you were doing quite a distance, you were just a tiny little bit out on it. When you get to the end, you might have more material sort of on one side than the other. So.
And you use a portion of this and a portion of non-iodised salt. I've been using the sea salt there, dissolved in the water, and this is very astringent, and it sucks the liquids out of the skin. And overnight, I soak this, and the next stage is to remove the fat from the inside.
Well, I thought I'd just take the opportunity to put some of the kit that I didn't need back into the car, ready for obviously going home. And when I was doing that, I noticed that I think probably just due to its age and also the weather that we had yesterday, one of the tarps that I'd used on my little shelter setup, the little eyelet had started to come out. So I was able to just fix it on the spot there with my Leatherman multi-tool, which I always carry with me. And you know, I know it's bushcraft and all that, but I think it still has room for, you know, multi-tools, because you need to be able to do running repairs. And I managed to get the kit that I didn't need packed away, reconfigured the tarp just into a diamond configuration to make it just a little bit easier, got rid of one of the poles, and I'm just about to do myself a little bit to eat. I've just been doing a bit of fire prep, as you see there, and that's all been chopped using the MOD survival knife, aka, that I purchased from the Bring and Buy sales, my little souvenir of this year's wilderness gathering. As I say, it's a genuine one there, the crow's foot on, 1992 stamped. And so those copper rivets holding on an oak handle, as far as I know. But I say it's an absolute tank, and indeed that's the nickname. It was originally for vehicle maintenance kits, so you know, it's a tool, and you know, it could be said that it does every job thrown at it. Certainly made light work of those bits there. Some water's just coming to the boil here. I'm going to put my dinner in, which is Lancashire hot pot. As I say, these aren't bad, there's no nasties in that. Just fold it up, put it in the tin, and come back to it in 10 minutes and it's done. We're going to give that about 10 minutes to heat through. You can eat these cold, but it's just nice and hot. I could, in fairness, use that water to make the coffee for afterwards. I know some people say, you know, you shouldn't, there's things on the packet, but in fairness, once the water's reached rolling boil, then it's effectively purified anyway. Having said that, I have still got some in my flask, so no need for that, but the water will certainly help with maybe a bit of washing up later on for a couple of things from earlier. Right, just cooking that. Just having a look at this knife. And I don't know whether or not intentional or unintentional, possibly intentionally, because they've done a really good job. They seem to have put, if you can just see there on the edge of the knife, they appear to have gone and put a micro bevel, I think, on the end, which is possibly a bit unnecessary, because the weight of this would bite anyway. Now that could be a plus or minus. Comment if you wish, but I ain't going to complain, because it's in brilliant condition for its age. So it's certainly good at chopping. Mixed that up a little bit, left it for a couple of minutes, and it looks actually quite nice. So I'll dig in, and that's dinner sorted. One of the things that's never really changed is my sort of primary cooking system. The Crusader system comprises of the Crusader mug, the burner, which is good as a backup, but in fairness I don't use that often, the Pattern 58 water bottle, and then for me that's basically it. That just goes in there like so. Spoon, the only utensil I've bought, just put this in the back there, that way. Coffee, red bush tea, and that is as complicated as it gets, apart from just in the back pouch there, what I keep is just a little can opener, just as a backup. So it's the old kiss, keep it simple stupid. The more things you have, the more there is to go wrong. As I say, that's never going to fail me. It just closes up like that. I thought I'd just show you the sleep system that I'm using. Insulating layer, which is the self-inflating army issue sleep mat. I've then got the issue MVP, which is Gore-Tex similar material bivvy bag, and DOS bag of choice is the Snug Pack Harrier 10. Now that's a 3-season sleeping bag, and I've found that's pretty much got me sorted most of the year round. In truth, you can go bigger, You can go smaller, you could go warmer, but it's all person dependent. And I find that, you know, if I was, you know, in a situation where I needed an extra layer, I've always got my softy jacket, I've got my fleece. I'm not a massive fan of down bags unless it's for, you know, lightweight hiking. Simple reason being because if they get wet, then you're going to have a nightmare drying them. And okay, this is in the bivvy, but if this does get wet, you know, it won't clump together. It'll dry pretty quickly, and you can actually machine wash these, although it's not, you know, in my opinion, the best way to do it. Give it a good airing, and you know, if you're that bothered, you know, use like a sleeping bag liner. Got my pillow because you know, I want some comfort. Could always use a dry bag with clothes in, like I've done before, but you know, I thought myself I'd use that. And over there I've got my little grab bag. Okay, may not happen, but in the event of an emergency where I'll have to leave, and leave now, I could literally grab that bag, put my boots on, and I'm fine for a period of time. That's got loads and loads of stuff in there. It's got survival kit, it's got shelter, it's got food, it's got fire lighting, you know, so on and so forth. So that's there. And I also have my coffee, which is force of habit, brew up the night before. At every given opportunity, you have to heat water, make a coffee, make a tea, you know, just boil some water so you can make yourself a soup or something. If you don't need it during the night, then when it's raining in the morning, rather than messing around trying to make a fire, or you know, get the burner out, and you know, you just got your coffee there. I've also got my water bottle there, some water in, obvious reasons, and there's a 72-hour bag, everything sort of stowed away. I don't like leaving stuff all over the place. If you have to go, then you know, you've got to start messing around collecting bits of kit, and it's easy to get things lost. So that is sort of kitted out for 72 hours minimum. In truth, it would go a lot longer than that. I've got the side pouches there as well. They're 15 litres each side. The standard ones are 10, but as you saw in a previous video, I upgraded to give myself, you know, all in 120 litres worth of storage space. And it's the same old cook kit in one side, shelter in the other. It's just, you know, having an SOP, you know, knowing where things are, and of course the waterproof outer cover just on the side there, so you know, straight over the top, and away we go. So I thought I'd just give you a quick overview of the setup inside. As I say, it's a nice little home from home, and it's doing me pretty nicely. So there we have it, guys. I'm all packed up. I've had my coffee. I've made a coffee for the journey, as always, and that for me is the end of the Wilderness Gathering 2019. It's been a fantastic weekend. The weather has been typical British summer, rain, shine, all the rest of it, but you know, met some good people. Thank you to everybody who said hello. Bumped into some subscribers to the channel, which is always nice to see. And thanks very much, Gary, for the gift. It's much appreciated, and it will definitely be going to a good home. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Check the rest of the channel out for other videos that may be of interest. And any comments, love to hear them. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Guys, this is really when I would have preferred to have a four-wheel drive.